Oh yeah. Yeah. Boy, you back. Niggas don't want it like this now. Yeah. Streets fan. Real life. New fan. Come on. Like real. Like what's real life. No, real life. Hood in the city of New York. Real life. I'm already rich from rap. Now I just deal for a hobby, just to see if I can make a meal in the lobby. These hoes know I'm a dog, still wanna slob me and give it up so quick you feel like a robbery. Or maybe it's they brain on drugs. Fuck that, it's the chain on studs and the range on dubs. If it's personal beef, I write their name on slugs. Box them up, put the David Blaine on thugs. In the hood, I got my fame on bud. And you can ask anybody around about the green crack. A couple pulls, I had you on the lean back like Remy Ma and Fat Joe. When the semi-automatic blow, stay low like Bin Laden. You just got your license, nigga, I been riding. The head's been nodding like when the beat's playing. The streets saying, go back on that shit. Killer mixtapes, go back on plat hits. Get the Bentley and go black on black hit. Low Mac on that bitch, and you won't find her. Even if you put a low jack on that bitch. You bum ass niggas, no jack on that shit. Go put a throwback on that fit. You a lame. And a groupie at his worst. Who gon' die broke and have to use a hoopty for his hurts, nigga? That's right, nigga. Real Talk in New York. Real Talk the album. Coming September, nigga. New York. Oh yeah.
They're not. These are stats from a personal client of mine who followed all my methods. And look where they at right now. This only took 2 days. This was only 2 days. This ain't take too long. This took dedication. This took hard work. He used YouTube Shorts. What are YouTube Shorts anyway? YouTube Shorts are in a battle with TikTok right now, trying to be the best at this whole quick video thing. You know what I mean? So the competition level is crazy. YouTube versus TikTok is going on right now. So the #1 thing being viewed right now on YouTube is these quick YouTube Shorts. But how do you get in this algorithm of YouTube Shorts to be getting views like this? 306.5K views in 2 days. I'm telling you, my methods work. If you're serious about this YouTube thing, just DM me. Let's get you right today.
It's time to take time, champs. Respectfully, we got the new Take Time merch available right now in all type of colors. We got camo. Every one of them comes with the Tough House insignia on the back. This nigga looks like Andrew Bynum. What are you talking about? We got all the 4 colorways available right now at wearetough.com. We even dropped the top. We got the sweatshirts. Shorty looks like Solange Knowles. I ain't gonna hold you. Let's keep it moving. Yeah, we got the drop top sweatshirts on deck. All colors available right now. What are you talking about? At wearetough.com. Y'all make sure y'all take time and go to wearetough.com today.
Welcome to Showface Snooze. We back again with another one. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Be back again with an exclusive. Salute to YouTube. YouTube is great. YouTube is amazing. We've been live all day. But it's only right that you get right. Please share the video. Let's do it. Let's go. Gotta push the goddamn button, y'all. Respectfully, though. Respectfully. We back again with another one, man. Make sure y'all hitting that like. Share the video, man. Look. Prince Jr. finally has said something. Well, he didn't say anything really, but he did honor Takeoff. He hasn't said anything about, no words came out of his mouth, but he did honor Takeoff today on his Instagram story. Now let's get that paperwork so we know it's real, so we don't be like these other people that be going out here lying for views. Because next thing you know, it'll be, well, Prince Jr. said F Takeoff. You know how these people are, man. You know how these vloggers get. I done seen it today. They don't care what they do. They don't care how they present some news or whatever the case may be. But I'm about to show y'all exactly what Prince Jr. posted on his Instagram story to let y'all know that he did honor Takeoff today in his resting. All right, because today was the funeral. So give it a second. It is uploading. And here we go. This is J Prince Jr. off Instagram. J Prince Jr. does honor Takeoff. Now I told y'all before, and I told y'all prior that listen, they don't mess with the Migos no more. The Migos don't mess with them no more. I told y'all before that look, it's pretty clear that whatever took place, there was a disagreement, and the Prince family and the Migos just went their separate ways. However, J Prince Jr. did take time to honor Takeoff today. You know what I'm saying? Mrs. Parker says, you see how bloggers are already trying to change the narrative, saying the tweet was shady. People are a mess. How could it be shady? It's not even a tweet. It's an Instagram story. But how can it be shady? How can you assume it's shady? You don't know what happened, so you can't say what you think you know. People are upset that Takeoff is passed. And also there's people who already feel some type of way about mob ties. So we understand that. But however, you can't paint narratives based on the fact that you like Takeoff. And you got to understand, like, honestly, there's only one person that's a person of interest, and that person is Quavo's manager. So I don't understand why more narratives are being created, because you just refuse to believe that Quavo's manager accidentally killed Takeoff. You dig what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that that's what happened, because there's obviously a second shooter. However, the way the news was presented at first was like it was an accident, and that, Migo Bangs, who is the manager of Quavo, accidentally murdered Takeoff. You dig? But listen, man, this right here is what J Prince Jr. had to post, and you could say whatever you want about it. I'm not saying it's genuine, and I'm not saying that it's not genuine, but for him to post it obviously means that he might have cared, you know what I'm saying, to some degree. Like I said, at that moment in time, a lot of y'all, don't know what happened, and the situation occurred. So look, the people that, Jazz Prince bought Quavo, and he bought Migo Bangs to his party and all that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they felt betrayed. Maybe the Prince family felt betrayed. Who knows, man? There's a lot of things that, could have went different. We don't know what type of conversations was had behind the scenes. I'm sure Offset and Quavo spoke to J Prince and J Prince Jr. You understand? Because they had rapport with the family, but maybe they went their separate ways. I don't know, man. It could be a blame game. But they all know what happened at that. You know what I'm saying? At that party, at that bowling alley, they all know what happened. So it's not like nobody knows. They know what happened. But these are street niggas. Street niggas will never tell, because that's just not their duty. However, I believe someone needs to turn themselves in. I'm not going to hold you. But I do want to get into another narrative that's being preached here that I don't like to hear. Let's get into the next narrative. I'm about to react to a narrative from the one and only Priv God himself, DJ Academics, God of the Priv, my son Privington, Livingston, aka Privington. You already know the vibes, man. You already know the vibes. Young Priv, aka DJ Academics. You don't get into that footage, man. My fault. I gotta turn the volume on. We gotta get into your boy Priv, aka Academics. They saying J Prince Jr. IG live and speaks with mob ties and speaks on mob ties extorting rappers potentially. Mob ties ain't extorting nobody, but let's take a look, because everybody swears up and down they understand what extorting is. So let's break this down. Hit the like, share the video.
Do you blame that do you blame the bike shop or wherever else for the death of X, or you blame who shot him? Like, again, you got to stay focused on the person who did the killing here. So I don't necessarily feel like some of the blame that people are trying to assign to the Prince family is necessarily warranted. However, I do believe that when people are saying that somebody should be held accountable, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if they believe that or not. Because when that nigga get arrested, I know none of them ain't gonna put up. I'm glad that the police have solved this crime. I hope justice will be served. Nobody gonna put that up. So it's kind of like, what are y'all talking about? Right? It is what it is. Somebody said, oh, he was supposed to protect him. Okay, I get it. All right, I get that part of it. But here's the point, and this is where I gotta blame the rappers. if you ask Jay Prince and his sons, like, I'll bring up a interview. And by the way, if you here for the verses, we're gonna get to it soon. Don't worry about it. Jay Prince versus Jay Prince Jr versus what's that dude's name? It's like Queen's Flip, I think that's his name. Queen's Flip, yeah.
Jay Prince Jr. add me, nigga. What's up with you? Come on, that hostility, nigga.
Okay.
Oh, nigga. I'm Jay Prince son, but I'm Junior. So hold on. Yeah, I'm Junior though. You deal what I'm saying? Like, I make sure that a nigga knew that I'm Junior though. You deal what I'm saying? Just to differentiate the two. Not to take no credit from one or the other, but to give credit to the introduction that was trying to be made. Now, nigga, I'm Junior though. And to answer your other question, which you brought up, as far as that one have to do or one had to do, being brought up under what one was brought up under.
Yeah, did you have to, what I was saying that, did you have to live up to any expectations being the fact of who your father is? Because, you know what I mean? Some people have to live up to keep that.
I'm going to try to skip to some of the, like, there's some questions that I watched this whole thing, and they asked me some questions about, like, artists fucking with them and if it's checking in or if it's some type of protection. Like, it's odd because, honestly, I don't know. Like, if is the Prince family protecting niggas or they're just cool? Like, I don't know what the fuck it is. You know what I mean? So I know some of y'all are saying
the Prince family's putting money behind a lot of artists, man. The Prince family put money behind a lot of artists. As you know, Drake is, Drake's investor is Jay Prince. But also a lot of other artists have Jay Prince investments as well as some athletes. Shakur Stevenson is under Jay Prince Jr. You dig what I'm saying? So like I said, you know what I mean? Like, all this extortion talk, you don't even know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? These people are backing artists doing business. It's business is business. You dig what I'm saying? All this extortion talk, where you getting that extortion talk from? I know where you're getting it from. You're getting it from people who do not like the family, period. The people who are envious because they just couldn't last outside or they wasn't accepted outside. They're the ones that continue to throw shade on the family, but they don't understand what it is that the family does, and it really ain't really nobody's business, what made them prominent in the first place. So many people trying to find out clues and stuff on some police type of time, and that's weird too to me personally. But let's keep it going, man. People gonna say I'm biased. People gonna say I'm getting paid by the Prince family. I wish I was, champ. I wish I could tell you that, but I'm not. Let's keep it going.
Saying, oh no, we're blaming them because they were supposed to protect Quavo and Takeoff. Maybe that's implicitly understood, but I don't know if it's ever explicitly stated that Jay Prince family is the protection for all these niggas.
Touch they land, hey man, you good, y'all sitting. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to have no problems with y'all.
But do you think
not that we scared of having problems with y'all? Because we ain't scared of having. That's the movement of Mars.
But I think the problem is that people, use the word check in and use it in a negative annotation. So that's why it's looked at like that.
A negative connotation. A negative connotation. And then the same thing is,
hey, you gotta correct me like that, man. Let me allow me to. What's wrong with you, man? You can just correct me like that. Connotation, man.
A negative connotation, but
yeah. Are you smart? It's smart, man. But the fact is,
we corporate thug.
When you say something aggressive, like you gotta check in.
I mean, that's cool. That's cool. You keep on saying that. I ain't never said it.
No, not you. I'm not talking. I'm giving you an example. I'm not saying
I understand it, but you're using the example towards me. Therefore, it's exemplified like I use that example too.
You didn't use the
example. So I want to make sure. I want to make sure that everybody who knows, everybody who's having a conversation with us or listening to this conversation with us right now, know that you're not talking or exemplifying any words that I've said. Ain't nobody said that nobody got to check in. But when you use that connotation, people are taking it as their derivative. Like, hey, man, this nigga said that before.
I ain't gonna lie. This nigga J. Prince Jr. got one hell of a vocabulary. Did J. Prince have the private school? Nothing wrong with private school. Gangsters go to private school too. I'm just saying. He got one hell of a vocabulary. I like that.
It's just because you goofies don't know that street niggas is smart too. That's why. Because y'all niggas that outside think everybody's a goofy, but they not. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue. These smart people outside, bro. You gotta stop thinking that you go outside, you gotta be a fool, you gotta be dumb, Nah. Street smarts don't mean you ignorant either. You dig? Let's keep it going. Niggas all surprising. Come on, bro. Let's keep it going on.
Exemplify. I like that shit. Intellectual gangster. I don't know if you call him something. Intellectual motherfucker.
You didn't say that. I never heard.
I ain't seen that.
Let me correct it. I never heard you say it.
You ain't heard none of my family say it.
I never heard none of your family say it. Right? I never heard. What you saying? Like, what's up with you, man? Why you so aggressive, bro?
I just want to make sure that it's more important than any one man life is order, my brother. You do what I'm saying?
I hear you, but you.
I live and die.
Chat Gal said, I challenge you to speak on this. Yo, listen, it's hard for me to speak on like that mob ties J. Prince stuff. I really don't know, bro. Like, honestly, if you ask me, just really being honest, right? J. Prince Jr., like, he partners with certain people for artists. I guess they, like, by the way, J. Prince's rap a lot. His son, J. Prince Jr., the guy right here, that's mob ties, right? You know, Drake reps mob ties. Like, you know, we hear stuff from Houston, but I'm not from Houston, right? We hear, like, somebody like 6ix9ine, but 6ix9ine was saying that about everybody, about checking in, right? When I hear J. Prince Jr. talks, or even J. Prince, they only talk about respect. Normally, I would think checking in is extortion. They only keep talking about respect. I don't know. Now, granted, I've never been in a situation where, like, you know what I mean? This one was kind of explained to me, right? When I asked 6ix9ine about it. He said, yo, basically, because we were in town and it was somebody's birthday, they made it seem like we had to come to show love at their birthday party, right? Like, yo, y'all gotta come show love, like, off the strength. Now, I don't really know what the fuck it is. Trust me, I don't know.
That's a part of the respect factor, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you in our city, you know, we holding it down, we making sure that you straight. Show love. That doesn't mean give us bread. Niggas is already rich. They don't need your bread. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, they known to have respect around the country. They have earned respect around the country and have that respect for ages. You know what I'm saying? This ain't about, if you checking in, it does not mean extortion. Extortion is when people are forcing you to pay up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go out west and you might be forced to pay protection because you might get extorted by a gang. That happened to Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal got extorted by Main Street Mafia Crip. You know what I'm saying? That's extortion. They extorted Shaq. They had a video of his wife getting piped out by another dude, and he was extorted. That's extortion. You know what I'm saying? If you check in, you check in. And checking in does not mean extortion. And I've been saying this for the longest. You dig what I'm saying? Mrs. Parker said, I can't hold you. I like that Flip is matching his energy because people get the impression that Junior is a bully. Junior knows how to use lip service. That's all it is. Flip is a funny, like, I've met Flip. Flip is from my hood, by the way. You know, I've seen Flip. Flip is a troll, man. The guy's a troll. He likes to be funny. Even when you try to be serious with him, he's not serious. I want you to know that's just how he is. I've met him a few times. All right, just letting you know, like, he knows. Junior know he's that's how he is too. You know what I'm saying? Go fast, have fun. So he's not even using the big words in the right context. Hey, if that's how you feel, champ. Let's keep it going though, man. Smash the like button. Please share the video because we need those shares. Let's keep it coming.
Think about it, but also think about it. Quavo and Takeoff. Why the fuck is Quavo and Takeoff? Like, I don't know, my nigga. I really don't know. Like, I know y'all want me to say something, but I really don't know. 6ix9ine thought it was extortion. He thought it was extortion in the fact of, we have a problem if I don't basically show up to y'all party for free, show up at the time you want me to show up, and do what you want me to do. And essentially, it will be extortion because if I don't do those things, you're going to try to block my situations or like whatever. That's his experience. I don't know if it's all these guys' experience. Yo, Quavo and Takeoff are legends in the game, bro. Like, I don't think they need to go to Houston, go roll dice in the hood to pay respects to J. Prince Jr. I can't believe it. I don't know. I would be shocked. So it's like, in reality, I think people have a question about what's going on with like the mob ties.
What is this nigga talking about, bro? They got invited to Jazz Prince party, bro. They ain't gotta pay respect, nigga. They was considered family to the Prince family, you dig? So honestly, what is he saying, bro? See, this is why niggas who not outside, who don't know nobody outside, shouldn't really be speaking on the subject, because you're speaking from the perspective of somebody that remains indoors, that's never been nowhere. You don't know nobody, you don't dabble in that lifestyle, you don't get into it. You know what I'm saying? So you really don't know or understand the concept of what's going on. You feel me? So I don't know, champ. I have no idea. Act is act. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Priv God, nigga. All about the priv. I don't see no priv in this video, thankfully. Maybe he toned it down on the priv. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it going, man. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Share the video. Let's continue.
I don't know. Like, y'all guess is as good as mine. Somebody said I was pretty loud a few days ago. Bro, yeah, I'll still be loud about the fact that the death happened at a mob ties event. That's a fact. But I'm not going to blame the individual of J. Prince Jr. for something that I don't know he did.
That's fact.
You know what I mean? I think those are the things that you guys are jumping a gun on. It appears that somebody maybe, like the guy even we picked out, the guy with the yellow hoodie, he has affiliations to mob ties. He isn't mob ties. Like mob ties is like I don't know what we call it, but that guy just seems like he's around mob ties, but he's not.
That's a fact. He's not mob ties. His father's mob ties, not him. And him and his father is two different individuals. Like I said, his father is mob ties. You dig what I'm saying? His father is mob ties. He says RICO's charges coming for mob ties. I don't understand why a RICO would even be coming to mob ties if mob ties didn't do anything wrong. You dig? Again, this is all perception. This is all a narrative that's been painted and thrown on social media by vloggers who want clicks, views, and monetization, right? So when they throw that out there repetitively, a lot of people are going to side with it and think that this is the norm and this is what it is because it's being pushed so hard by other vloggers who are also lying and not telling the truth. It's misinformation. There is no RICO coming from mob ties at all. You dig what I'm saying? Justin says J. Prince is a wannabe Suge Knight. I don't know how. He been around way before Suge Knight even existed. If you're going to keep it a G. J. Prince been around way before there was a death row in existence. I'm going to keep it a G with you. So if you don't know your history, you don't. You dig what I'm saying? So let's keep it going, though. Make sure y'all smash the like button and share the video. Let's get it.
Not necessarily mob ties. So it's like, we're looking for the biggest name to blame. And J. Prince Jr. fits the bill. And could you blame him for like maybe not having a safe environment or whatever the case is? Yes. But I want to blame the people who were doing the shooting. I'm sorry. Unless y'all think, see, and I think this is where y'all cynical mind come in. Y'all think that J. Prince Jr. like set up a shootout. I don't think so.
See? But y'all not gonna say academics is working for mob ties because academics don't agree with the narrative being painted. But if I say something and I disagree with the narrative being painted, now all of a sudden I work for mob ties, but academics don't. You feel me? It's crazy. So You know, people pick and choose, but like I said, man, it's crazy because, you know, they didn't do anything. They really didn't do nothing. Like, we know and seen who was shooting on camera, and we know that person is being asked to come in because he's a person of interest, and that's Quavo's manager, Migo Banks, right? That's the manager, and he's being a person of interest by HPD, and they want him to turn himself in. So there's clearly a second shooter, but if the second shooter hasn't been asked to come in for questioning, don't you think it might be self-defense? Because there's self-defense laws and stand your ground rules in Texas. I'm just saying. But let's keep it going. You said Act got pressed by Drake. I don't like that. That's a narrative. Respectfully, that's a nasty narrative. See, that's what I'll be talking about. It's the narratives, the lies. How can you say that Drake pressed academics? What you're saying doesn't add up and it doesn't make sense. And this is what I'm talking about with these narratives, man. But let's continue. Smash the like button and please share the video. We need the shares. Let's get it.
Somebody says, I got pressed, all right. What do y'all think I was saying before I did not say now? Somebody said guilty by association. Yeah. I would love to get J. Prince Jr. on the podcast, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I don't think the questions I would be able to ask him, he would be able to reasonably answer. I think they operate in. I'm gonna be honest. They just operate in the shadows, my nigga. Like, I guarantee if I asked him verbatim, right? If I asked J. Prince Jr. verbatim, why the fuck, like, note with all due respect, right? Why is two superstar rappers hanging with a bunch of niggas in the hood shooting dice? Like doesn't compute to me. Why is that happening? I'm pretty sure he's just gonna be like, that's some street shit. Like, they fuck with us. Why don't they have security there? I'm pretty sure he's just not gonna answer it, bro. I'm telling you, he's gonna be just, yo.
They are the security. See, here's the thing: having security don't mean nothing. No, that's the thing I don't realize. That security thing means absolutely nothing, because if niggas is in there and they got the hammers on them, they're gonna up it regardless. Security can't do nothing about it. If somebody wants to let it off, they're going to let it off if they have weapons. The only reason that they were allowed weapons in that building was because mob ties rock with the Migos like that, and they consider the Migos to be family, or they used to before incidents transpired. You understand? Also, you got to understand this. That wasn't even in the ghetto. That was in a bowling alley with several different floors, okay? They booked it. Jazz Prince, it was his birthday party. Jazz Prince left early. Jazz Prince was also the person to drop off Quavo and Migo Banks. Now, apparently Takeoff came in a different ride. Well, I guess that was their choice, and that's how that happened. But to say it was a setup makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It was something that was a build-up and transpired from an argument that took place between Mike Prince. Well, it wasn't really an argument with Mike Prince and Quavo. It was Quavo and someone else. But Mike Prince tried to mediate the situation, and then Quavo said something crazy, and that transpired the whole altercation. However, Migo Banks the entire time had his weapon out on his side, literally, throughout the whole ordeal. You know what I'm saying? And then a punch happened, and then everything led to gunfire. Nobody knows who punched who or who got punched specifically, but that's literally how these things transpired. You dig what I'm saying? So there's really nothing you can do when people have weapons. You know, it's pretty much trying to control the uncontrollable. But let's keep it rolling. Smash the like button, share the video. Let's keep it going.
That's gang. Like, you gonna say something like this innocuous, bro? Listen to what Wack was saying. Send me a clip. I'll listen. The only point what I'm trying to say is, like, I would love to try to understand this complexity of it. I really just don't know what the fuck.
Hold on. Well, first and foremost, you said John Gotti didn't go to jail for what he did, but for what his crew did. Well, he was the leader of that crew. That's why I think they saying stuff about RICO champ. What you think? Well, I don't think they know about what a RICO is. In fact, to say we don't know that it was actually somebody from mob ties. We don't know if it was somebody from mob ties that actually did the shooting. That's number one. You dig what I'm saying? We don't know if it was mob ties that shot. All I seen in that video that was very clear and direct was that we see Migo Banks with his gun out first. We seen a fight transpire and then shots fired after the punch happened. You dig what I'm saying? And whatever happened after that, we don't personally know who it was that second shooter. Now, because they didn't ask for the second shooter to come in for questioning, and they didn't ask for the second shooter as a person of interest, and they have Migo Banks as a person of interest, that leads me to believe that Migo Banks probably or allegedly shot first, and then the person who shot back was in self-defense because they're stand your ground rules in Texas. That's all I'm saying. But again, if that person is in the right, there is no RICO. You dig what I'm saying? I'm just saying the HPD only asks for one person of interest, and that person is Migo Banks. They have footage that we cannot see. They have footage that is way more clearer than what we saw, because we saw very grainy footage that we can't even make out what's truly going on fully. But we, however, did see Migo Banks holding the pistol. I'm just saying. You dig? From what we saw, I'm just saying. You dig? And I'm only saying what we saw, not speculating. Just letting you know that. But I'm just telling you, if they only asked for Migo Banks, then what did the second shooter? Why the second shooter just not being brought in as a person of interest? You dig what I'm saying? That's all I'm asking. Migo Banks ain't been seen since, so you know what I'm saying. But let's keep it going. Make sure you smash the like button. Let's keep it going.
The nigga who got shot and the nigga who did the shooting.
Wait, what?
Is he gonna probably play stupid? Like he doesn't know who did it? Duh. But he's cool with both people. What do you want him to do? Like, you want him to just be crying? He's cool with both people. Like, do you understand that? Like, if two niggas just got into some shit, you fuck with both of them. What you gonna do? That's the point I'm trying to say.
At that point, you gotta pick a side, though. I'm glad he said that, because at that point, you gotta pick a side, because if two niggas got into it, right, and they tried to smoke each other, you're gonna have to pick a side. You're gonna have to go with whoever you feel is right and leave it at that, because they ops is your ops. If you're gonna F with anybody on that level, your ops is my ops. My ops is your ops. That's how it gotta be. If not, then you my enemy then. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to choose a side and pick who you rock with. You dig what I'm saying? AB Dog Moon says, that was the case at Stand Your Ground. The shooter should have stayed around, you think? Everybody left. Tangy says, I don't agree that Quavo's statement, let me go before I hurt someone, should have made guns be pulled. It should have been much more respect in that building, point blank, period. Quavo was not in the room. Well, if he wasn't in the room, why was his man's is the ones who used his gun and took his gun out and had his gun out before Quavo even said anything? So if you're gonna say that, why did his manager have his gun out for? He was ready to trash out. And South Jersey says, I think the bowling alley footage hasn't been shown because they probably don't want to release it until they find the guy and don't want to alert the person they're looking for. Hey, they already said who they was looking for already. That's all I could tell you. You know what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? But listen, you feel like he was wrong. You feel like he wasn't wrong for what he said, but I feel like he was completely wrong for what he said, considering where he was at. He wasn't respecting, you know what I'm saying, where he was at. So it got nasty. Like, why would you say that? You gotta understand, as a grown man, you can't say, let me get out of here before I hurt one of y'all. Like, that's like you trying to punk niggas. Like, niggas is not about it. You understand what I'm trying to say? You can't do that. You can't say, oh, let me get out of here before I hurt someone, because number one, you trying to act like you about it like that and niggas won't do nothing. It's like you're daring niggas to try you. Like, you're like that. That's why what he said was wrong and ended how it ended. That's all I'm saying. You dig? That's what I'm saying. Period. That right there is a cause and effect situation. You feel me? He says, who tossed the first punch? Because it was thrown at Quavo, and I don't think Migo Bands punched him. First of all, the punch was not thrown at Quavo. That's also a lie, and that's also a narrative that's being painted. Quavo did not get hit. The person that got hit had on blue Pradas, and Quavo had on white sneakers. So Quavo clearly wasn't the person that got hit. That's already been debunked multiple times. So Quavo didn't even get hit. That's not true, and nobody knows who threw the hit or the person that got knocked down neither. That's all a bunch of narrative painting, because how in the world did Quavo get hit? Nobody hit Quavo. Nobody. All them security cameras around, there ain't no security. There is security footage, but we can't see it because the police have it in their custody. And right now it's an open investigation and they're not allowing the public to see it just yet. But let's keep it going. Make sure you smash the like button, share the video. Let's continue.
If you're cool with the shooter, you're cool with the nigga who got shot. You look crazy crying over there. You know, it's your man who did the shooting. Be like, oh damn, that's what you're doing. So I think he was just like, God damn, like he ain't want the shit to happen, but he's like, yo, fuck, nobody, let me just get out of here. Like, y'all want him to be balling over, like, with all due respect, like, y'all want him to be balling over Takeoff's body?
That kind of talking.
Somebody said Quavo knows who. Nigga, I think all them niggas know who did it. Bro, this ain't no magic bullet, bro. These niggas all know who did it. And to keep it real, if any of them really wanted the police to arrest the nigga already, they would have just talked. But you know who's talking? Only the females. So, you know what this tells me? They're comfortable. Yo, the niggas who's close to the situation is calling it a freak accident, my nigga. They're not calling this a murder. They're calling this like a freak accident. So I have to assume niggas are either doing that dumbass keep it in the streets bullshit, or they're not looking at it like how we as a fan are looking at it. We as fans are so outraged. We like, you know, the first nigga we found on video, that's supposedly a nigga in Quavo's entourage. Like, nigga, we didn't care who we saw on camera shooting. We want them niggas held accountable. Bro, like, but we're looking from outside. Do you think they feel that way? Like, yes, Takeoff died, but do you think they're like, nah, whoever did the shooting, we don't care if they with us, they got to go to jail? No, they're not. Like, y'all got to use our brain. Do you think Quavo's like, nah, man, that nigga who was riding in the back of the car with me, who was doing the shooting too, he needs to go to jail? Do you think he's saying that? No, he's not. Bro, it's just like, y'all gotta just be fucking realistic. The only niggas who want justice, like, you know what I mean, in terms of police justice, is fans. And probably the bomb.
He ain't lying though. He's telling, he's stating, like I said, he's saying the right things right here. Like now he's making sense. He said, y'all viewing it a different way because y'all wasn't there and y'all don't know what happened. Versus y'all just outraged. He's right. Too many people are outraged to the fact they just want to point the finger at somebody and it's assumed that Momtaz is the worst people in the world because it happened on a watch out and other stuff. You can't stop people with guns. If guns come out, the inevitable is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And again, y'all don't know, y'all don't understand what happened. It was disrespect happening. You know what I'm saying? And Quavo tried to fake flex on niggas like niggas wasn't about it. And that's when a situation transpired. You dig? And nobody personally knows who got punched or who punched who. Nobody knows who the second shooter is. The only shooter that we know that is definitely the shooter, because we see it on camera, is Migo Pants, who was the manager of Quavo. And these are facts. And HPD has a person of interest, and that person is Migo Pants. You dig? That's what I'm saying. That's not speculation. That's dead facts. You know what I'm saying? That's what we seen. So anybody trying to say Lil Kim is the second shooter, they're lying. They're not telling facts, because nobody's seen a gun in the video. You can't make out what the guy had in his hand. You don't know if that's a gun. You take that to court, it's not going to be legible for court. You dig? So saying Lil Kim is the alleged shooter is foolishness, because it doesn't make sense. You're going to have to prove that he had a gun in his hand. You feel me? But let's keep it going. Smash the like button. Let's proceed. Let's get it.
Somebody, if it's, I won't even read it. I read the person name. It said, if it's so and so, ain't no way they turn them in. They're not trying to turn in nobody. And that's the problem. What happens when you have an event? This is some street shit. And by the way, the mixed opinions about like everything that I did to like, you know, look at the angles and shit like that. The only reason why it's tolerated is because fans are hurt. And we all love Takeoff. And we all have this opinion that if anybody was supposed to get killed, Takeoff is like the most out the way, like didn't deserve it type of nigga. That's the only reason, because niggas is hypocritical. Nigga, if that was 6ix9ine getting killed, niggas would be like, yo, bro, you a snitch for even trying to figure out who did it. You know what I mean? Like, damn, you just like 6ix9ine, right? Somebody like 6ix9ine. But we love Takeoff. So y'all sit here, you know how many, bro, they was acting like a motherfucking Sherlock. Bro, there's people hitting me in the DMs like, yo, thank you. Yo, I got people hit me, tell me their own situation like, yo, could you solve this next? The only reason why y'all didn't mind me doing that is because we love Takeoff. If it was a nigga y'all didn't care about, y'all be like, yo, Ack, you doing way too much. You snitching. I'm just trying to tell you, like, hip-hop is hypocritical, and we pick and choose when to uphold morals. That's why I think all the shit's stupid.
Picking and choosing.
Some of y'all in here claim y'all love street rap and whatever, but y'all fiending to hear when a nigga gonna get arrested for this. What happened to keep it in the streets? Y'all don't want to do that anymore? You love Takeoff too much, right? I get it. Let it be a nigga you don't like, or let it be a nigga you don't care about. Nah, keep it in the streets. You know, keep it in the streets mean? Listen, if you not spinning or sliding, we're good. Let that nigga be alive and free.
Word to my mother. Niggas be very selective. Niggas love to hear about that street stuff till that street stuff happen in real time. You know what I mean? Y'all love to hear about all the streets nonsense. Y'all love to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Until it hit somebody you mess with. Then you want to be a public investigator, nigga. Not even a private investigator, a public investigator, champ. You want to solve the crime. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want justice now. Okay. Listen. It's only jail, prison, or dirt. That's how it goes. You want to live that lifestyle? You want to mix that and mingle that lifestyle of the hip-hop culture, the spotlight with the streets, it's going to be even worse, because you definitely might meet the ground. You feel me? I'm gonna need y'all to hit that like respectfully if you haven't, and share the video, please. But let's proceed, y'all.
I'm just trying to tell y'all hypocrites. So I get it. Y'all want me to say whatever y'all want me to say about mob ties, bro. Mob ties seems like it's some shit that's rooted in the streets. I don't know if they extort rappers, and also if they do extort rappers, from what we know, it might be not necessarily like, yo, back in the day, I think Trick from Detroit used to just tell niggas, yo, you got to pay up or whatever it is. Remember infamously, Rick Ross was just like, yo, I'm not getting extorted. And then that turned to some shit. I think this mob tie shit is that once you go to Houston, I think they got their own local shit popping. Checking in might just mean you got to show them love. You feel me? Like, bruh, you got to show them niggas love by going to their club or maybe performing something like for probably less than what you would normally charge niggas. That's showing love. You know what I mean?
That's extortion. You said performing for less than what you would. Nigga, that's extortion too. What you mean? That's also extortion, bro. Respectfully. Showing love don't mean that. You just, you know what I'm saying? Just greet, greet niggas, show some appreciation. That's not an extortion deal. You dig? Checking in is not extortion. Extortion is extortion. You feel me? But when you check in, you can't get extorted. You understand? Like, when you check in, nobody's gonna extort you because you protected by the niggas you checked in with, and these are niggas you got rapport with. So checking in actually protects you from being extorted. But extortion is extortion. You dig? You paid for security, you got extorted. You know what I mean? Niggas threaten you with something, blackmail, etc. That's extortion. You dig? That's an extortion deal. You know what I mean? You threaten somebody, says, if you don't do this, I'm gonna do this to so-and-so. That's extortion. That's a federal offense. You understand? That's extortion, but checking in is not extortion. Checking in is checking in, and an extortion is an extortion. Respectfully. Make sure you smash the like button and share the video. Let's continue.
I don't know. Ask these gangster rappers if that's extortion. Like, all these niggas claim a nigga can't make them do shit. But I see all them niggas rolling dice and doing all this shit. I don't know. Y'all want me to say it when all... You know who y'all gotta ask? Ask all the gangsters who keep being around him, how is that relationship? And why are they around him? Because I don't know mob ties to be doing anything with music other than co-signing Drake. I don't know what the fuck.
They don't only co-sign.
So you gotta ask the rappers who round them all the time, rolling dice and all that other shit. Like, yo, why are you around these niggas? Okay, this is cool. I bet this is cool. If they're like, nah, nigga, that's part of checking in. We gotta hit a dice game. Nigga, ask them. Somebody said I'm scared of the ties. Nigga, I just don't know what the fuck the ties doing. All right, anyway. Yo, you know what was so funny? You ever seen Jay Prince versus Young Chop? Classic. This shit's classic. Watch this shit. Yo, remember when Young Chop was wilding? This nigga's a...
You was there.
Nigga, I just told you I wasn't.
Or I was just seeing things. We was all the way in the back. We was watching the whole show.
I wasn't there.
We was watching the whole show.
You say what?
We watched the whole show.
My brother, you got us missing screws.
Bro.
You talking about Jazz or somebody?
So I ain't see you.
Jazz was there. I wasn't there.
Oh, so it was one of y'all there.
Yeah, one of us,
right.
Not me. I'm Junior.
Nah, that was you.
No, nigga, I wasn't. What the fuck is wrong with you? Man, this nigga, was you high?
A little bit.
Yeah.
You know I don't smoke.
I don't do no drugs.
You know I don't smoke. I don't smoke hookah.
I don't do no drugs.
I smoke what you smoke.
Like, hit it one time.
It's a head.
You got me fucked up though, nigga.
It's
I not up. You tripping.
That coronavirus was out here going crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, nigga, I think you got it the way you talking right now.
That should be out here stopping shit.
Look, you got the coronavirus right now the way you talking.
Oh, nah, I don't. Boom. I just...
Hey, Fredo, what up, my brother? Hey, tell this nigga he tripping, man.
Man, I just be seeing a lot of money and shit.
That ain't a lot of money right there.
No, that wasn't.
Yeah, I know.
It's a lot more. Man, what I finna say?
Yeah, I know it.
You hear me, man?
Chop.
I watched your boy video.
Hey, listen to me.
I watched your boy video.
I'm Junior. I'm Jay Prince Jr.
I met your daddy too.
That's cool. My body a little different.
Okay.
I'm new generation. You heard?
Okay. Shit, me too.
You better calm down, nigga.
You crazy, man.
You better calm down.
What's wrong, bro?
Shit, ain't nothing yet.
I ain't did nothing to nobody, man, yet.
You better calm down.
I ain't did nothing to nobody, man. What's going on?
Shit. We on live. I'm gonna let you make it. You heard?
What happened?
Nah, you ain't in tune to nothing. I understand.
I'm not.
Obviously not. You.
Why I'm talking to you?
Pardon?
Why I'm talking to you?
Why are you talking to me?
Why am I talking to you?
Because you asked me to ask you. You forgot.
Right. But I was just hearing a lot of things like in the beginning though.
What
like,
you hearing in the beginning?
Like some real like crazy rah-rah shit.
Like rah-rah.
I don't even really play like that though.
Who you talking rah-rah with? You talking about rah-rah?
I'm just you was talking in general though, but I was hearing you though. You feel? Like we not gonna do that one though, like on some real shit though.
What the fuck is you talking about, dog? Rah-rah like
what I just said though.
Like I was talking rah-rah to you?
Nah, we ain't gonna do that so just go on YouTube and shit. We we gonna keep it like that, you know?
Oh man. Anyway, this is like classic comedy. Hey, listen, and I know y'all think I'm like tongue is tied or the bruh, I don't know these guys. I'll say this last thing, and I think this should be almost like an open challenge to the Prince family, because I do believe the Prince family. I think they're men of integrity, at least the men that we know. We have Baby J Prince, we have J Prince Jr, which is him. We have also Jazz Prince, who is pretty esteemed, and we also have the father James Prince, which is just J Prince, right? I think the challenge should be this, okay? Instead of speaking in spooky codes and saying that whoever who did this should be held accountable. The same way how y'all showed up on a video dangling young boy keys and saying, "Hey, come get your keys back, young boy. We got it for you. I know somebody robbed you. We didn't like that, and we're making this right." And this is where I always say this: the street should be stupid, not for the fans, not for the fellow rappers, not for the other street niggas. For Takeoff's mama, who flew into Houston the exact day when it happened, because she was so distraught and devastated, her son got murdered in an event that supposedly he had presumed or had a presumption of safety. I think that the Prince family, if they can, maybe they can't, or maybe they don't know. I'm giving everybody the benefit of the doubt. What would be nice, just like y'all was dangling young boys' keys, it would be nice for y'all to have a video with the nigga who did the killing tied up, saying, "Here he is, come get him. He right here. The nigga who killed Takeoff, he right here. We're giving him up." We would like that as well. But again, I keep telling y'all that black culture is crime culture. So
nigga said black culture is crime culture. I don't like that. Dominic says he put Young Chop in his place. Yeah. Kimberly Williams, I have questions. One, who was filming the video footage and sold it to TMZ? Cool Hand Luke. He filmed all of the ish without running or flinching with bullets flying. Some people are very much accustomed to seeing that type of activity, but honestly, in a hail of rounds, nigga, you steady hand. It didn't look like the camera was steady though. It looked like the camera was shaky as hell. But if you think you about to be just filming in a hail of rounds, you crazy. You better run. You better zigzag your way on out of there, champ. Getting on the ground is not enough. Get behind a wall might be more like it. However, you might want to, zigzag your way up out of there. I'm not going to hold you. Dig? Von said saw a gun out at some point. Didn't see nobody shooting. Whose gun you saw? Chop is definitely wild. I mean, this was definitely around the time that Chop was wilding. R.I.P. Fredo Santana as well. Let's keep it going.
So again, that will never happen. But it would be an interesting, and I think it would be a dope thing if the Prince family, who I've seen them interject. Remember when YB and YB and Almighty J, now just Almighty J, got his chain took and he got cut in the face in New York. They said that wasn't okay. They called on leaders within New York to make sure that not only the chain was returned, but there was something that happened to those people. Now, basically, they said that something had to happen, right? All I'm just saying is that I think if you ask the mother of Takeoff, what she would like the most, and I know I'm speaking for her, but I believe a mother who's there crying her eyes out over the loss of her son, she would most like if anyone, any entity could help out. Y'all bring forward the irresponsible person who pulled the trigger and shot him not once, but twice. Okay? So there's at least 2 shooters, and if the Prince family want to show that they're just not only about promoting criminality when it matters, if you can return a key, you can present a killer. And that's all I'm saying. I don't think that will happen. Right?
No.
All right.
I still disagree about black culture is crime culture, though. Y'all agree with that? Y'all F with that terminology? Y'all think that's factual? Y'all think that's a factual narrative? What y'all think? Nigga said black culture is crime culture. That's facts? Are we crime culture? Cause as far as crime goes in culture, in America, we talking about the mom, bro. Like you want to talk about crime, first crime? I mean, outside of slavery, everybody has a crime. Thank you. Everybody got a crime, but you want to talk about the invention of crime culture? What about the mom, bro? The first moms, the Italian mom. You know what I mean? If you want to talk about crime culture, bro, they were like the first, popularized thing. The mob, bro, and they started taking them niggas out in the 70s. They were the creators of the extortion. They were the extortion creators. They would press up on companies and stuff saying, listen, if you don't do this, that, and the third, and the whole this and let us have this, we gonna boom you. You know what I'm saying? They was doing the extortion and wilding out businesses and making businesses do stuff. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. But I don't know about the black culture is a crime. No, I don't know about that. It is a large demographic of black folks that believe in no snitching and pro. We don't do snitches. We don't play them snitch games. That's a fact. I don't play them snitch games neither, because snitching is bozo behavior. You know what I'm saying? Snitching is bozo behavior, but you got to understand what snitching is. You got to understand what snitching is. Snitching is usually done with people who don't mind their business, or people who did the crime and trying to get out of the crime, not trying to take accountability for their crime. All that is snitching. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, if somebody got robbed and they called the police and they mind their business and they're not involved in anything, that's really not considered snitching, because they're not living that lifestyle to where they should be snitching. You know what I'm saying? No, he was bogus first, that, and he will get backlash for it. Sometimes Act speaks before he talks. I agree. Okay, then Sean says, I was gonna say that too. That's more of an Italian Euro thing. And that's facts, my nigga. They brought that culture to America with the mom thing, the extortion, the racketeering. We know where that come from. It don't come from us. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. Who's drunk, Dominic? Because I ain't drunk. Unless you're talking about somebody else. You must be talking about Act. Before that, it was the Jews. Allegedly. I'm not gonna go into details. That GM says telling, snitching, and no accountability for crimes within the community. You know what I'm saying? Not all, but a large part of our community. It's the hood. It was the hood. And Mrs. Parker says he was out of line for that comment. I wouldn't be surprised if the hip hop historians get on his head top like 3 weeks ago. I'm gonna make a big deal about it tomorrow, though. I'm gonna make a big deal about it tomorrow, though. That's what I'm gonna do. Dig what I'm saying? They don't gotta do anything. I'm gonna say something about it. Respectfully, Dominic, salute. Mob members get whacked. W. Yeah, man. Again, people who tell, people only get disciplined for telling based upon how respected you are. So if you told and niggas is scared of you, there's not going to be no type of disciplinary action, at least not right away. If it do happen, it could happen, but it's not gonna be right away. You dig? GM says no one will care about that statement. Old head only care about dissing old heads. Listen, saying that the black culture is crime culture is corny. It's corny. Our culture is not crime based at all. That's not where we come from originally, anyway. But that is kind of wild what DJ Academic said. I'm not gonna hold y'all, but make sure y'all smash the like button. Share this video. I need y'all to share the video respectfully. Please, please, please. If you see the videos, I do believe you should share them. It helps the channel. So if you want to help the channel, sharing the video, and it doesn't matter where you share it. You don't gotta ask me permission to share it. I want you to share it. Please. I'm begging you to share these videos because it helps the channel. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and share the video. Hit that like button though. I'm gonna bounce up out of here. I will be back with the homie Stino for the tougher flush in a few, man. Y'all stay tuned for that. I'm gonna leave y'all with a word from my sponsors, man. I'm up out of here. Y'all be easy and safe. I'll be back. Peace.
Trailer, boat, SUV, jet ski, or heavy machinery, Motorsports Miami will provide you access to buy at the largest auctions in the whole US. You'll have access to buy in whatever state you're in today at a wholesale price, not retail. You'll save thousands off vehicle book value. For example, you'll be able to buy a car worth $10,000 for just $8,000. And if you thought that was good, check this out. Get involved in the car industry right now and you'll make up to $2,000 per sale. You can start buying and selling used cars such as trucks, SUVs, boats, jet skis, trailers today. If you're looking for a vehicle in cash with no payments, this is the place for you. So if you're looking to sell your vehicle, truck, boat, or trailer, sell through Motorsport Miami Consignment Dealer Service today, where thousands of buyers will be able to see your vehicle.